The Prentice Alsop Heating and Air Coaches Corner, fueled by Donut Country and McDonald's Murfreesboro on FM 101.9 and AM 1450 Murfreesboro, FM 100.5 Smyrna, and streaming at WGNSSports.com.
The Coaches Show brought to you by Lascassas Feed Supply, locally owned and operated by Coy and Jennifer Young, specializing in animal feeds, premium pet foods, farm supplies, and more. Our first chance to catch up with the new head coach of the Stewarts Creek Redhawks, Adam Jones, joins us this morning by phone. Coach, good morning to you.
Good morning. How you doing? Thanks
doing great. Absolutely. Always look forward to talking about the Redhawks, and maybe just give us a little bit about you and introduce yourself to Rutherford County who may not know you.
Okay. Well, I've been in Rutherford County for, this is my 8th year now. I was at Laverne as an assistant for 4 years, and over to Stewarts Creek as an assistant for 3 years, and then Dr. Harold and Todd Harris getting the opportunity to lead the Redhawks this year.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah, and kind of before that, I've kind of bounced around college a little bit, was Stetson University down in Florida, and then came to Nashville. That's kind of how I got home here to work for Casey Alexander at Lipscomb University. And then did that for about 5-6 years, and then got into the high school scene in Rutherford County, and here we are.
Talk about that just a little bit, because you have been a part of the high school scene locally, but have been other places and other experiences. I mean, it's a pretty special place to be here in Rutherford County, I think.
It definitely is. And when I first moved here, I didn't know much about it, but then when I was looking to get out of the college scene, people kept telling me, man, if you want to coach and teach at high school, you need to go to Rutherford County. That's the spot to do it with, one, the athletes, and two, just the schools and the community and how big it's growing. So I got used to it really, really quickly, and I'm glad I chose Rutherford County instead of some of the others. I could see myself staying here for a while.
And Stewarts Creek is all of our county schools are great, but you seem to have good support, good kids, all those kinds of things. And, when you've got an administration that is supportive and understand the importance of athletics and academics and all of that, and how that really helps morale in your school. I mean, all of those things are very important, and it's just not there sometimes, but it certainly is at Stewarts Creek.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, like you said, the administration, they obviously, you got to care about academics, but they know athletics are not as important, but pretty close. And then when you have that support, it gets kids to buy in, and they don't try to leave. They're happy where they are. And then as coaches, they just let us do our jobs, basically. I mean, they stay out of the way, and they hired us for a reason, and they trust us to do that job. So it's no stress behind the scenes. It's just, stress of trying to win games, and that's it.
Well, talk to me about the season so far. I was trying to piece together wins and losses and who you played and that kind of thing, and it's a little scattered out there. So kind of give us a recap of so far how things have gone.
The record's not where we want it to be. We're 2-4 right now, but we've played some really good teams that we've competed with. Now, should we have won some of those games? Yes. But it's just a high level of competition. I mean, we opened up with Independence to start the season, competed with that, came up short. Then we went to Cannon County on the road, which was another state tournament team last year, won up there. Then we came back, played Hume Fogg, another state tournament team, competed with them, but came up short. Then we played Arlington, came up short there as well, and then Nolensville, and then last night Riverdale. So, I mean, we've kind of been kind of circling the wagon in this area a little bit, but we've played some of the top teams in the area. So record's 2-4, should be a little bit better, but the kids have bought in, and we've kind of kept the locker room together, and they're fine with it, and they're still working hard.
We had our broadcast game last night was Blackman-Brentwood, and Brentwood, you put Nolensville in that mix, Independence, Williamson County is definitely pretty strong this year, especially in boys basketball, and of course what Independence was able to do last year. So, it's good to play that kind of competition though to get you ready for the district.
It really is, and it's a different brand of basketball. Even though they're so close, they have shooters all over the floor, no matter what team you play. Their size is incredible. They're athletic. They're physical. So that's why we kind of try to get over there, because if we want to get to where we want to get to, we got to figure out how to beat one of those teams anyway. Like I said, we've played Independence, Nolensville. We still have Brentwood and Centennial on the schedule. But it does get us ready for the tough district ahead that we have coming up. And
that district includes a Lebanon team who I think brings back just about everybody. Coach Dowell, had a very young team that last year toward the end kind of made a little postseason punch. You've got the defending runner-up in Cookeville. I mean, and Smyrna's better. Laverne, of course, which got to the state tournament. So the cotton is pretty tall.
It is, and that's why we put the schedule together the way we did this year. We're not playing any cupcakes because come district, there are no cupcakes. Like you're saying, there's no real bottom feeder this year.
Yeah.
Lebanon's way better. Wilson Central's better. Smyrna's going to be a problem. Laverne's bringing a lot back. They competed with Independence the other night, took them to overtime. And Cookeville's bringing a lot back. So, you got to show up every night and be ready to go.
Well, one of the scores and some information that I did see from the week, Des Carpenter had 26, I think, against Nolensville. And, you've got Sean Goggins as well. So kind of with that in mind, give us an idea of who we see out there playing for you night in and night out for the Red Hawks.
Yeah, so Dez has been our league scorer so far. I think he was the player of the week last year in the area. He's just a high-level offensive guy and probably one of our better defenders as well. He was ineligible last year as a transfer from Father Ryan, so this is his senior year, and he's stepped up to the plate so far. And then we're other senior heavy with Micah Shaw, returning point guard. We got Taj Roseburg, who's a football kid that's coming over. We're still kind of trying to get him in basketball shape a little bit. And then we have Cam Nelson, his brother London Nelson. We got a bunch of good guards. And like you said, Sean Goggins, who's just a sophomore this year, he's been doing really well for us. We've kind of had a little bit by the injury bug to start the season. And then, our football team had a great run in the state playoffs, which very proud of them. So we're still trying to figure out lineups and kind of find our identity as we get our full squad together.
Adam Jones with us. We're talking Stewarts Creek boys basketball here this morning. What does the next few weeks right before Christmas? I know you got, end of course exams or whatever they're called now, midterms or whatnot. So how are things looking the next few weeks for you?
We're going to keep it as normal as possible. Obviously the kids are going to be busy with EOCs, as they call it, and stuff like that. But, we'll have normal practices. We've got normal Tuesday, Friday games. We got Warren County next week, and then Gallatin, I believe. And then the week after, we have Oakland. And I don't have a schedule in front of me to play somebody else, but we go one game at a time.
I understand.
But we'll keep it as normal as possible. And then once Christmas hits, obviously we do a little pre-Christmas deal, give the kids some time off, come back, do a post-Christmas deal, and keep it going. Once the season starts, it's kind of here we go.
Yeah. I think I know you've got Gallatin on the 13th because we plan to broadcast that game.
Yeah, Warren County Gallatin next week.
Yeah. So looking forward to seeing the team. I did want to ask you as well about, if I'm not mistaken, didn't you do a little remodeling there this year in not necessarily the gym, but the locker room? You had a big remodel there?
We did ours 2 years ago.
Okay, that's right. That was the girls that did theirs.
Yeah, Coach Starkey and the girls got theirs done this year.
It's you spend a lot of time in those places. So, they need to be comfortable, and you need to have enough lockers and that kind of thing.
Yep.
And sometimes it just takes a bit to make all of that happen with a fairly new school, I guess.
It does, and the kids need that space. And like you said, it needs to be a nice space for them to whether it's hang out in or whatever they're doing. But like you said, they spend a lot of time in there. So we work pretty hard. Coach Starkey worked really hard this year to try to get that remodel done and raise some money to get it as nice as possible, for something for the kids to be proud of.
Well, I knew somebody did it because I remembered as I was talking to you that those I saw pictures, and so
yeah. Ours was a couple years ago.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah, they were just closets before that, so they look good now.
Isn't that the case? But a nice, good place to do that. Another last minute or so, I've kind of been talking to the coaches, looking way into the future and next year, and the realignment of the districts. It's going to be completely different, and Stewarts Creek, I think, has just bounced around a lot. In every realignment has brought massive changes, and this not to be outdone next year, I guess.
Yeah, I mean it is what it is for the most part. We right now for the district we're in now, it kind of basically sucks for Cookeville. I mean they got to travel all over the place every district game, so. They've kind of been wanting out, and I don't blame them one bit. But the realignment just is what it is. We play who we play, and I'm glad it's more back in the area. Just with the 4 teams. I told the AD the other day, go ahead and make a plaque because we're in the region tournament for next season.
Right.
We got 4 teams in it, so. But it'll be all right. I mean, it's going to be familiar, obviously, and good. We can stay kind of more local than we are right now.
Well, the challenge is going to be finding enough non-district games because you only have 6 games.
January starts, once January starts, we're going to have to go talk to the other 4-team districts to try to see if we can just schedule some games when everyone else is starting their district. But there's enough 14 districts that we'll be able to figure that out.
Well, Coach, looking forward to coming out next Friday night and coming out to your place to broadcast your games, girls and boys, with Gallatin, and we'll see you back here in a couple of weeks.
Okay, sounds good. I really appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely. Thank you. That is Adam Jones, the head coach of the Stewarts Creek Redhawks, as we talk boys basketball this morning on the Coach's Show, brought to you by Little Caesars Pizza with 4 Murfreesboro locations: Memorial Boulevard, Warrior Drive, South Rutherford Boulevard, and Old Fort Parkway. Get hot and ready pizza from Little Caesars.
Genesee Orthopedic Alliance takes great pride in treating local athletes here in Rutherford County. Here's Dr. Russell McKissick with TOA.
We have a passion here for taking care of our athletes here in Rutherford County. We really do our best to take care